If you're anything like me, you probably use the YouTube search bar just like a Google search bar. You're mainly just looking for quick answers or someone else who has gone before you and knows a little bit something about the topic. If you're looking for a quick answer, I'll give it to you. Yes, the knot is 100% without a doubt the fastest way to invest into your wedding videography business. But there are a few caveats here along the way. It's not perfect for everyone, so watch the rest of this video to find out kind of my ups and downs and the reason why I think it works so well for me. Hey guys, my name is Barnett. I'm a wedding and commercial videographer based right here in Charleston, South Carolina. And I say wedding and commercial videographer, right now about 80-ish% of our business comes from doing about 50 to 60 weddings a year, sometimes upwards of 70. So I like to think I have a little bit of experience with the wedding videography side, and over those past 4 years, pretty much have been exclusively using the knot and a couple other things to get our branding and our business out there. If you're watching this video and kind of searching for that answer, I guarantee you I remember the exact specific moment I was in back in 2018 when I first signed up or was looking into signing up for the knot. I remember being, I had 3 weddings under my belt, kind of had set my pricing. I believe I was charging $1,500 per wedding at the time, and I'd set my pricing, and I remember looking at the knot in my area at the time, and I believe, let me pull this up, for my area, which is kind of the Savannah, Charleston area, in order to advertise in both Savannah and Charleston on just the knot, it was going to be $476 per month, or just in Charleston, South Carolina, I think it was right around $250. And I remember thinking about that, looking into that, going, okay, I only have 3 weddings under my belt. If this doesn't work, that's a year's long commitment, and that's $5,700 that I do not have to pay for it. I remember that risk and that leap of faith saying, okay, I'm gonna give this a shot, and if it does work, this could be really beneficial for my business, and if it doesn't work, this could absolutely ruin me. But good news, as you saw in the intro, it worked phenomenally for the business. So I remember in 2018, I had 3 weddings under my belt, a couple from 2017 and a couple from before. And I believe it was in April of 2018 when I first signed up, made that big phone call to sign up for the knot in my area. And I think I went straight for advertising in Savannah and Charleston, both at the same time, because they're only 2 hours away. And I remember that was like a big decision, close to $500 a month. $6,000 a year. Was it going to be worth it? And yes. So looking back at it, in 2018 alone, when I first signed up for the knot, I booked 11 weddings solely from the knot within my first year, and that was huge for me because back then I was charging $1,500 a wedding. 11 weddings gives you 1,500. I got a calculator. Times 11 gave me a grand total of $16,500 for my first year of doing kind of part-time diving into this wedding videography thing. And when I look back on it, those first 11 weddings are kind of what set the bar, kind of skyrocketed my business to the next level. So if we want to just look at numbers alone, the first year of, well, I say year, basically April and beyond, the first 9 months of advertising on the knot was able to bring in $16,500 solely from business just from the knot. So I brought in $16,500, and what we spent on the knot was right at $5,700 for the year. So that's 10 grand plus is what the knot brought me within my first year. So for me, absolutely 100% worth it. Now let's talk about some of the caveats here. Some of the caveats is I live in Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina is not very far from Savannah, Georgia, about a 2-hour drive. And I typically advertise in both areas. I'm originally from Savannah, lived there forever. We moved to Charleston about 4 years ago. And so those 2 kind of cities are my home. Savannah and Charleston both, however, are very, 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 very big destination wedding locations. And this is something that's probably helped a ton, is because with destination locations, people go to the knot, they look for vendors in that area, and they book based on that. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are in the middle of nowhere, or don't have a large city nearby, or don't have, say, a destination wedding location nearby, advertising on the knot might not be as beneficial for you. However, if you are in an area that's a bigger city where people travel to, maybe have destination weddings to, or just don't have a lot of resources in that area, I still believe that the Knot is a great resource and a great opportunity to go. You might not expand as fast or as quickly as I was able to by living in Charleston or living in Savannah. However, being in a larger city, I think helps a ton with that. Something else to keep in mind, if you are not in a big city, say you're 2 to 3 hours south or north or 2 to 3 hours outside of that city, I still recommend you advertising on the Knot within that city and just making that drive on Saturdays to go film weddings in the city or in that larger location. There's no reason as a wedding filmmaker or a wedding videographer you restrict yourself to your small town or your county or just the 30 minutes outside of where you live. You'll be able to get so much more business and just all around be able to book more if you expand your travel a little bit. What you can do within a day, 2 to 3 hours or so. I have done that since the start of my career and it's worked out perfectly fine. So yes, the answer is 100%. I believe that the Knot has helped skyrocket my business in a multitude of ways. One being that we're just able to book a lot more weddings, not only when we first started out, but even with this business booking 50 to 70 weddings a year right now, the Knot is still responsible for a good majority of those. Keeping in mind the fact that location means a lot, especially if you're in a destination area or a larger city, and that you need to kind of expand your travel reach. So yeah, I totally credit the Knot to that first kind of step within that first year to get our business to where it is today, but also I credit the Knot for a lot of our business even now being 4 or 5 years deep into this wedding videography company. If you've had similar results with advertising on the Knot, or have had completely different results and want to share your opinion, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Welcome to my channel. This thing is brand new, so we'll see where this thing goes from here. See y'all.